Hi.
What's your overall assessment? Bearing in mind you played an hour against 10 men, is it a game you should have won? Did you view it as a point game?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it was a really proper London derby, really intense. You could sense from the beginning that every duel, every action has something on it. Two teams very willing to win, and not much football. It was a lot of restarts, a lot of free kicks, stops, a lot of yellow cards. So not a lot of fluidity. But after the sending off of Caicedo, obviously we wanted to settle the game. We didn't manage to do that. We had more yellow cards. We had 4 yellow cards. Obviously, those players were constantly targeted to try to even the game in terms of numbers. And at halftime, we said, okay, let's pause it now. Let's now get what we have to do, very clear what the intention and how we're going to dominate the game. In the first action, long ball gives a free kick, wide free kick, corner, consider set piece. So then the momentum shifts, and emotionally the team have to react to that. We managed to get some good spells without having too much momentum, score a great goal. And after that, yeah, we had 2 or 3 big chances, but we lacked certain detail, especially in the manner that we attacked to generate more, and especially as well to avoid certain transitions every time Robert had the ball in his hands.
Alex from the BBC.
Hi Mikel. Could that be important for your team going through the season, a type of game where your players learn, like Christian Mosquera, Ricardo Calafiori having to play in the back line without Gabriel and Silva having to maybe lead the defence?
Yeah, well, it's been a big week, starting with the derby, how emotional and the necessity that the intention we have to win it, then to play Bayern Munich 3 days later. We lost players in those games, and today, for example, we have to play a partnership that we never played before in a really difficult match. The captain is still not here, the 9 is still not here, Kai is still not here. We lost Leo in midweek as well. But the team had to react to that, and I think overall it's been a really positive week because the difficulty was immense. But I have this flavor that today we should have and we could have won the game, and we haven't, and that's a learning point from it.
Matt, take it off.
Just on that, picking up that theme of the week, do you feel there were sort of some tired minds and bodies out there today?
Well, we played every 2.5 days. Today we had 1 less day than Chelsea to prepare that, and on top of that, we lost players. But is the schedule now? We're going to have to play Wednesday for sure, and every 3 days. So yeah, it drags you on. It was a lot at stake, and there were 2 very, very in-depth matches. But that's the beauty of it as well. Not many clubs had the opportunity this week to play the games that we have played, and I'm extremely proud of the team.
Say James, CBS.
Mikel, what does it say about your team, what they could go on to achieve, that they can come to a place like Stamford Bridge, probably play a little bit below their collective level and still feel disappointed not to have won?
Yeah, that's a good point, and but that's the feeling that we have, and that's the standards that we set to ourselves, and yeah, probably it's because the spirit and the hunger and how much they want it is so incredible that we will overcome everything, because already a lot of things happened, but that's it. What we have to do is prepare very well, and Wednesday try to be better than Brentford.
Tom, Football London in the middle there.
Hi.
It's been 3 years, 3 months, and 25 days since you've had 2 games where you haven't been able to pick Gabriel or Silva for a Premier League match.
How many days?
3 years, 3 months, 25 days. You've not been able to pick them twice.
Yeah.
What impact does that have on the way your team plays, and how do you think Piero and Christian did?
Yeah, well, it's been a headache because obviously we have to have a lot of options and changes in the last few months for different reasons. That one is, as you said, and with those numbers that I didn't know, very unexpected, and it happened yesterday. But the beauty of it that you have players so willing to play, so willing to connect with each other, we will build the relationship even better. So today was a great learning match for all of us, and as well give you the assurance that whoever is there is going to perform.
Last couple, Martin.
There's been a view, I think, across football, looking at your squad, that you have the deepest, strongest squad in the league. Today, that depth was tested. Have you seen anything today to suggest that you haven't got the deepest, strongest squad? Because it looked that your performance intensity was there despite the loss of numbers.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's been tested since the pre-season because we lost 6-7 players constantly out of the squad. But I have no doubts, as I said, with the quality that we have, and especially with the mentality that every player has.
And finally, Nick from Haters.
Hi, Mikel. Without Gabriel and William Saliba, you're obviously quite a different team. How long do you think you'll be without Saliba, and can you gut that out?
I don't know. I think he's got another test tomorrow, really, to see the extent of that feeling, that sensation that he had, and we'll know more with Gavi still some weeks to go.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Guys.
Conceding 2 goals in 6 minutes, it's difficult to come back from that, isn't it? First half was a disaster. Second half is much better. How did you see the game?
I think you described it well. Definitely conceding 2 goals in 6 minutes gives ourselves a mountain to climb. And I think it's a little bit the classic thing when you are in a bad spell or a tough spell. Things go a little bit against you. First one is a deflected shot, and second one is a mistake from Vic. It happens. I didn't like how the fans reacted on that. I think they booed at him straight after, and also 3 or 4 times when he was on the ball. I think for me that's unacceptable. It can't be true Tottenham fans. Booing after, fair, no problem. But when we in it together. And if we need to turn it around, we need to do it together. So that's hugely important for me. Then we rushed first half. I think the team was a little bit self-shocked after the 2 conceded goals. Big ambition to do everything right and come out and turn around and get that home win. And then you're 2-0 down. That makes it just difficult. They're only human beings. We rushed it too much there. Second half, I liked much more. Scored a good goal. Had opportunities to score the equaliser. Unfortunately, couldn't get it.
Did you manage to speak to Vic afterwards about the mistake or the reaction from the fans?
No, but I will.
And can I ask you about the formation? It felt like there wasn't too much on the left-hand side. It felt quite overloaded on the right.
That's true. Yeah.
Tell us why that was exactly gone for.
Wanted 2 strikers in and around each other, which I think looked good at times. But of course, it was you can say the game plan was definitely way more difficult after the 2-0.
Thomas, just on the fans booing, I guess you say you're not...
During or after?
During. You say you're not happy with that. I guess they would say that the team hasn't, they've lost 10 games in 2025, which is the most since 2003. I mean, maybe, do you understand the frustration here as well?
Yeah, but I think we need to be clear on what I talked about. I talked about they were after Vic. That I didn't like. I think that's unacceptable. It can't be after one player.
But
if you want, let me finish.
Go.
I think that's very important, because if you want anyone to perform, you need to be behind them, in my opinion. I think that's what you get people to perform in the best possible way. After, no problem.
I guess maybe it's part of the same thing in that you want to come out and put on a big performance and, as you say, get a big win, and within 8 minutes the team is 2-0 down.
6 minutes.
So, I mean...
So your question is what?
Do you not understand the fans' frustration after 8 minutes when the team is 2-0 down?
Of course I understand that. That's not what I said. I understand completely the frustration when it's not working. That I think we all was a little bit, okay, everything goes against us, and it's frustrating in many ways. So that I understand, no problem.
Sam, please.
Hello, Thomas. Just watching your players when they gather together to come off at the end of the first half and there's booing, and then at the end, it feels like they have a bit of a problem with the fans, and that there's a huge disconnect. Leaving aside what happened today, do you sense that as well?
I think, it's not. I think there's nothing that the players, everyone want to get the win here. There's nothing we want more. And I hope the fans can see that they were running out there today, not giving everything. But football is so beautiful and complex. It's 11 players that need to be in sync and play and run at the same time. And there are small setbacks during games. You need to get through it and stick to the plan, stick to the bits. And sometimes it's just more tough. And sometimes you're in a spell where it's difficult, which it is right now. But there's only one way: is going forward and do everything you can to get out of it together. So there's only one thing: we keep going and do everything we can to win the next home game.
George. Hi Thomas. You mentioned about the kind of formation you didn't want too much on the left. You wanted it kind of 2 strikers and more on the right. Does that not leave you too predictable with all the play going down the right? That if Fulham can lock that off, it makes your kind of plan not able to work.
Yeah, I think for me the first half I think was clearly we were rushing things too much. We were going in behind, we shouldn't go in behind. We were playing in the middle, we shouldn't go play in the middle. We were, all those bits because we were rushing too much. So I think it's difficult to judge the first half. Of course, I think it's part of everything. I think it looked much better second half also before I made the 3 changes.
And I guess with that in mind, are you kind of worried that the players are not kind of taking on board your messaging? Because as you say, the first half did look like they didn't really know what they were doing, and that kind of felt similar a week ago at Arsenal as well.
No, I'm not, because I think we've seen clearly that at other times it worked much better. Maybe we haven't been absolutely free-floating, but it looks much better. So I think it's isolated two different games. I think the Arsenal game was hopefully a big one-off in terms of the overall performance. I think the PSG, it looks like they took on board my messages, that's fair to say. I think second half it looks like they took on my messages. And I think this game we are behind 2-0 down after 6 minutes with all the nice good questions we get about we want to do so well to get back on track. So I think there's so many things into this.
A relief, although I said immediately to my colleagues, might be a handball. So I wasn't surprised that it took a while before he said it is a goal. So I haven't seen it back, but I assume it wasn't. But I was doubting that a little bit. So happy, but more when the referee pointed towards the kickoff that it was 2-0. In terms of results, is of course very good, but there were also a few things similar than other games of ours and a few things that were different. So the things that were similar were that, again, we couldn't score our first chances. The good thing was that today, for the first time in many games, the first chance of the opponent didn't go in as well. The best thing was that it was their only chance, and that was after 90 minutes. And it's happened so many times to us that the first chance the other team goes in, and then you get a completely different game, as we saw so many times now. Not conceding a set piece. Actually, maybe scoring from one, but because it came from a long throw, it took a while. But these are things that are so important if you want to win a game of football. And yes, people would probably say you had more control or you didn't concede as much. Yeah, but it's quite a difference if you go 1-0 down after 5 minutes and you have to chase the game. Or you're 0-0, you're controlling the game, and after 1-0 you can control it even more. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. It says a lot about the club and about the fans. That they were not only supportive for me, but for our whole team. I think if you have such a run of form we are having, and you have an away game, and the away end is so full and supports the team from start to finish, including me indeed, that's special. Not only after the 1-0 already are 0-0 from, like I said, from start to finish. So it tells you that this club is always together, but maybe even more in difficult moments. And then they appreciate probably even more what you've done for the club and support you then. And I think that's what makes a club special as well. To support someone when he's successful is much easier than to support someone or a team or an individual when things are as tough as they are now.
I couldn't mind the second goal. How did you feel when the first goal went in? Because it's been a while coming, hasn't it?
For us to score a goal is not a while coming, but for us to go 1-0 up has been indeed. I don't. Oh yeah, that's also true. Yeah, but that is also a bit unfair to him because normally as a number 9, I think in general number 9 plays more minutes than I've played Alex till now because of the obvious reasons. So even today I had to take him off after 65, I think. So yes, he's played already quite a lot of games, but in terms of minutes, not so much. And it's very important for us as a team that we went 1-0 up, but I think it was also important for him because I think it was his third chance, maybe third, fourth of this game. And I don't think there was much more than 10 minutes in him to go. So then to score just before you come off was important for us, but also for him.
Michael?
Can I ask you what you've made of Florian Wirtz's performance today?
Good, as the team played a very good game. So recently I've been asked a lot about individuals when they've played maybe not a game of their usual standards, and I've pointed out to the team every single time. So now after a positive, very positive performance from Florian, I can acknowledge that, but I also want to emphasize on the team performance that was much better than some other ones.
What did you ask him to do today?
Like I've asked to all of them, play to your own standards. But I think we tried to create an extra midfielder, and he was very important for us to find every time that extra midfielder. He was good in when he made the dribble. He was really good in his one-touch balls. I even remember a moment where he played the balls diagonally into the 18-yard box to Cody Kakpo, which then doesn't lead to a shot, so no XG value. But we had many of those moments, and he was part of many of those moments, I think. So good game. Performance staff was constantly telling me, he needs to go out, because he's been out for 1.5, 2 weeks, and he only trained once. So to a certain extent, maybe it was a bit of a risk to keep him in the team, but some situations ask an exception, and I think today was one of them.
Well,
cramp, yeah. No, the only moment when Bowen had a chance was when he was out, but that had nothing to do with the fullback that was in, but that was the only chance they had, and as a result of that, of course, the only chance Bowen had. Good performance, good defensive performance from him. I think he was also attacking-wise a few times a threat. In the first half, another time when it didn't lead to a shot on target, but a cutback cross from him when we overloaded the box, were all moments where I think if we are in a better run of form, these moments will lead to more goals. So yeah, good, but it also maybe tells you something. I've emphasized a lot of time on the fact that some players need to adapt to the Premier League, and I've emphasized a lot of times on the fact that some players need to adapt on 3 games a week. And then maybe it's not a surprise that Milos has cramp in the end. For 2 reasons. He's not completely used to that. And second of all, because he puts so much effort in every single time he plays.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry? I don't think there was an injury, otherwise you cannot keep on playing. So I think he's okay. Didn't have a lot of work to do. So yeah, I assume that he's ready to play again, but so yeah.
There was a lot of frustration in the crowd, I think maybe because of what happened yesterday at City. There's been like a bit of controversy around tactical injuries to goalkeepers. Like, do you think that's an issue, or is it not something that's going to be
I don't know what happened at City, so you have to tell me first.
Donnarumma went down, they got shouted at by Ruben Diaz in the Stamford period, and there was speculation over whether it was like a tactical injury.
Okay. I have in general a very clear opinion about time wasting, but I think this incident with us, we are the last team in this league, I would almost say, that does time wasting. But I've noticed in the last few weeks when we've lost and when we're a goal down, I've seen so many time wasting, so it's a bit of a, and I was constantly hoping if I would get that question, or people would notice it, and now we are winning, and I get the question about time wasting. This is so weird. Actually, the other team where I would never suspect time wasting over City, by the way, because I've said so many times on Paris Saint-Germain game or so many games we've played, they were just a joy to watch because that was never part of the game. And I've watched recently a lot of games where time wasting was a part of it. So I would be in favor a lot about that the Premier League is going to do something about time wasting. and I have my ideas about it, but it's not smart to say anything about it after you lose a game of football. But if anyone is interested in the Premier League, I'm more than open to talk to him about my ideas.
Just a question.
Last time it was a Premier League transfer before here. What was your thinking behind not starting to just even if you to have a rest?
No, I got this question, of course, already a lot, and it's every time when we play a game, when I don't play Florian Wirtz, when I don't play Alexander Isak, when I don't play Koitike, when I don't play Mo Salah, it's about that, which is normal because they're all outstanding players, and Mo has had an unbelievable career here at this club and will have a very good future at this club because he's such a special player. 4 games in 10 days with only 14 to 15 outfield players available for us. Then you have to decide once in a while to make a certain lineup, and you try to pick the best lineup for every single game. And today, with the way they set up, with a fullback that's constantly very high and a winger that's constantly inside, I thought that this could help the team. But like I said, he's been so important for this club and will be important for this club in the future. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hi Ruben, congratulations on the win. It seemed like the team were a lot more intense in the second half compared to the first half. Did you say anything in particular at half time to get that reaction?
No, just to understand, for everyone to understand the game, that I felt in the last 10 minutes of the first half, I felt that the opponent was struggling, and they will struggle in the second half. And we had that feeling that we need to do something to change the way we were playing. And was that, of course, we tried to change little things in the game, but the intensity and the quality in the way we connect, especially Josh in our connection, was better, and that improves a lot the way we play.
You talk about those little changes. You seem to make a change at half time with Brian coming inside a little bit, maybe getting closer to Josh. Was that something that you had seen in the first half that you thought that you had to change?
I think it's not so much. I didn't say go near Josh. I just said to the players, we need to be more alive, and you can feel that. So if you are more alive, you are in more places, you are near the ball more often, and I think everyone did that. But we also need to understand that the opponent was tired also in the second half, and when you increase the rhythm and the opponent gets tired a little bit, suffers right away a goal, you felt that we had the control of the game, and that's it. Yeah, it was really important, but again, was not just the goal, even the runs behind. In the first half, he struggled on the duels, and he won some duels in the second half, and we improve a lot because of the quality of Josh in second half, and that is important for him to understand. That is not just the goal. We play better because Josh played better in the second half.
Stephen, you talked about the left wing backs at the press conference on Friday. That performance from Dalo was excellent today. How proud of you were of that display? Is that the kind of benchmark that you expect from a player in that position?
It's of course defending and attacking. If you have certain characteristics, the pace, you can go right or left, because you also can play with your left. You need to use that in every single game in Premier League, and not just one game and then we drop a little bit the level. But it's the same thing that I said with Patrick. I know they have a lot of quality. They just need to be relaxed sometimes and show that, and show the intensity and the pace that they have.
Ruben, did you believe at half-time that your side could turn things around, given some of the setbacks that this squad has had this season, particularly away from home?
I felt that because, again, I had the feeling if you see the last plays of the game, they were struggling so much to take the ball out of the box, and you can feel it the way they move, that they were getting tired. for the second half, and we talk about that. And again, our pace in first half, intensity. We cannot play that like that in Premier League. So we increased that, and I had the feeling, we had the feeling that if we score one goal, this is going to change completely. I really like also the way we controlled the game with the ball, winning the game. So we were in front, but we were not afraid of trying to score the next one and to control the ball in their half.
How do you explain that lack of intensity in the first half?
Sometimes it's a lot of things. If you, we need, sometimes you don't need to move, but the pace of the ball can be better. We need to understand that Mata was the free man that had the time to think, and if you see in the second half, sometimes it was him that starts the play. All these small details, I think we improved. And when you have one play, two plays, the rhythm flows better, and you increase everything mentally and physically.
Last question for Critch.
Ruben, two set-piece goals. It's something that we've actually seen quite a lot of in last few weeks in Forest and Tottenham as well. Are you putting more focus on that recently, or is it just the fruits of work?
No, we work a lot. Like in we have more time to work. We work a lot, and we are learning. We learn a lot in England. I think you are used to do that, to see that. But when you come for Premier League, you learn a lot with the other teams how to do it, and we are stealing a lot of things to score goals. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Your emotions when that goal goes in, there must have been relief. I mean, Phil looked almost angry when he scored. What was your emotion?
Yeah, I would see it is relief when scoring the last minutes, and the other one is a big character, right? It was a relief, yeah. It was a relief. The game was not a perfect place in the first half, but was comfortable. Should be over for the chances that we had. We didn't concede, and after that, brilliantly, Daniel changed the system like Leverkusen has done, the 5-3-2. And after that, we concede the goal we give away in the first minute, and after, with the way we have to move and the build-up is completely different, with the shape take influence in the way you played. And football is emotions, in that moment is emotions, concede the second, but after we make a step up, and we react really, really well. And after when Omar came in and Cherky came in and put more players in the box that have to be in the last minute, had to play in here, put the ball quick to the box, and more players in the box. Because in that position, the process doesn't exist. Being with fullbacks or wingers, it doesn't matter. And at the end, the quality of feel again, but it's a player and a special, it's a player like out of the 80-yard box, pass the ball outside, make a runners to arrive to the penalty spot, and when they arrive in his position, sometimes shoot strong, sometimes just pass to the net, and he helped us to win the game.
Thank you. Ty.
Hi, Pep. You mentioned some of the changes you made there, and you did a team talk with the players when Gianluigi Donnarumma went down. Daniel Farke's just been in and kind of said that Gianluigi obviously wasn't injured, and he only went down for you to do.
To be honest, I didn't speak with Dyche. I know what happened, and when it's happened, I look back to the dugout. I said, James, warm up, James Trafford to move. So honestly, I don't know. Next press conference, you can ask me. I will ask to Dyche.
Is it beneficial for you to kind of have a team talk at that? Because you obviously needed to bring the players in, and it's handy to get a message across at that moment. I think that's what.
Well, of course, every time I would love to have a timeouts, but yeah, I'm pretty sure if we do it again, the Premier League will be fine us again. So better that we not do it.
Richard.
You like James, huh?
Hi, Pep.
Yeah, because we've been. Then when we are 5 seconds late in the half time, always had to pay a lot of money. But now we have to wait 30 minutes to come here because Daniel, of course, had to speak. And after that, it's not a problem. I will not. Hopefully, they don't find me because I am 30 minutes late. It's because just Daniel Farke was here. Premier League, you know it now.
Okay, you talked about the Leeds tactical changes as a reason for it being different in the second half. But from your perspective with your team, why do you feel you sort of lost that control, and what?
Because we conceded a goal in 1 minute. And when that's happened, you are, we talk about we need the third goal, we need to continue because the first half should be over. Football is emotions. And when you play with one striker, you have Ruben and just go against Nemecha, but when Calvert-Lewin we go with Nemecha, in that moment we have 2 and 2, so the space to make a build-up is completely different, and they push and they concede a goal, and you have, what do you have to do? And it happened. We don't have basketball timeout, and you can adjust a little bit and phone, and it happened.
Hi Pep. After a game like this in which you control first half, you were up 2-0, then you conceded 2 goals, and then you won the game at the last minute. Are you more happy for the win?
Yeah.
Or more?
We have to learn in different ways the football games in Premier Leagues, even in modern football. Always the game plan for Daniel, the game plan for me are exceptional. So game plan always is 10 to 10, Daniel as well. But after that, many things that you cannot control. And we are not, I would say, a team to win this type of games a lot, but you need it. When you have an 89 minutes and we knew it's 10 minutes extra time, and at that moment I said, okay, let's go. Still have time, but before of the goal, we have a chance, 2 or 3 chances, to score. That was a good savers for the keeper, and at the end we were able to close and bring points after 2 defeats was massively important for our mood, and now look what happened. One of the toughest away games is Fulham for our experiences, so Tuesday. But it's important today, as sleep second, we see tomorrow Arsenal and Chelsea what's going on, what's happened, but it's important to be as close as possible for top of the league. It is possible, to try it until the end.
Last one for the embargo, Jamie. Thank you.
Pep, you said that a team grows through the season, yes? And so the way in which you've won today, is that another sort of part of the team's growth, evolution, sort of showing to themselves that they can win it, maybe?
No, we're better in the past. Liverpool game, Newcastle game, we're better than today, I think. Our game was not... We didn't find Jeremy and the position, the defense 6 in the back, it was not easy. But we didn't suffer, it was controlled. To be honest, if you see a review, I didn't review, but mentally the chances we had, apart of the 2 goals in the first half, was a lot. And you can see the 3rd and the 4th, the game is completely different, It's like to try to the second half, past the 10-15 minutes. At the end, you make a 2 substitution quick, long balls Calvert-Lewin is unstoppable. And they scored immediately, and after that, it's not tactics, it's emotions, how you control it. We try to adjust something, and the game at the end, we found it, because there are a lot of teams that win in the last minutes, a lot of teams. I've been in Champions League many years, for in the last minutes, we concede goals. And I'm happy that maybe we can learn as well to win this type of games, to bring the ball quicker to the box, put more players, Omar close to the... I'm so happy for Omar, because after 1 minute had the chance to score, and Phil and Cherky and the other ones, and we need this type of games. And there in that moment, there are no tactics, there are moments, there are strategies, there are moments, in that moment, there are not, you have to do this or that, move in that way. It's just put the ball there, avoid the transitions, and bring the ball in the box, in the chaos, and you will score. Pep Linders is now with me. I have been in Liverpool for many years, and how many times they were able to win this type of games, And the only chance is put the ball there, and we did it good.
Set the embargo there for 10:30 p.m. this evening. Someone to start, please.
Enzo, what was your assessment of the your team's performance and results?
I think sometimes you have to be happy, even with 1 point. For sure, the target was to win the game. Again, 11-11, I think we were a better team than them. We managed the game, we controlled the game, we create chances, and we didn't concede nothing. And then the red card changed a little bit the dynamic, but even with that, I think the way the players dealt with that has been outstanding.
Jacob?
Enzo, you said in, I think, October, after the United and Brighton games, one of the things that you wanted to learn how to do better was how to react after it went to 10 men. I mean, today it felt like it was totally different. Your decisions were very brave, no real change after the red card. Is that something that you're conscious of today?
I think, again, Man United game, the change was because Man United, they attack with 5 players. They attack in different way compared to Arsenal. So I know that's most of the time, you judge because of the result. We changed, we lost, so it was bad change tonight. But it's every time we do something is because in that moment we consider that is the right thing to do. And then sometimes works, sometimes no. But for sure the way the players, they dealt with 10 players, the effort. I told them half time, we need to double the effort, and they were outstanding.
Simon?
Sorry.
Sort of twofold question for me.
he though with Rob Sanchez in terms of keeping that sort of calm, collective going? And secondly, Reece James, another phenomenal performance. Can he do that again on Wednesday night without the same?
No. Yeah, it's no. The reality is no. Robert was very good. When you are with 10 players against Arsenal, for sure, if you want to take a point or win the game, you need some special performance, like Robert, like Reece, as you said. So we are very happy with the Robert performance. Reece, now serious, his performance has been fantastic, top. Now we have game on Wednesday. For him, very good. That we need to manage him. We need to control. We need to, control a little bit his situation. But it was very good tonight.
Nizar?
Hi, Enzo. I wanted to ask you about Reece James said in his interview after the match that he thought it could have been 10 versus 10, and I wondered if he thought maybe Piero Hincapié could have been sent off because he seemed to hurt Chalobah.
Yeah. I think it's Reece is right, but they decide. I just said there, they asked me about my red card. It's a red card, but why Bentancur against Reece was not red card? Spurs away. So us as a manager, we struggle to understand why they judge in different way. Mo, it's red card, yes. Bentancur is red card, yes. Why they don't give them red card? So it's just that we struggle to understand. Then it's red card. The reality is that it's a red card. But why they judge in different way? And the Trevor one, I asked the referee, he said to me that was not elbow. So this is what they said. Yes, black eye is here like this. It was with Dyche half time. It was with Dyche, but they judge in different way.
Davide?
Charlotte, the way you play today, which is the thing you're most proud of?
For sure, the effort of the players. Arsenal, they are top of Premier League, top of Champions League, best defender in the Premier League, probably best defender in Champions League. So in this moment, they are the best team. And I think 11-11, we were better than them. And then with 10 players again, changed the dynamic. So the effort from the players has been outstanding.
Peter?
Hi, Enzo. Do you think the performance level today, perhaps even more so considering it was with 10 men against Arsenal, who everyone is seeing as the front runners for the league, has that changed your perception of your own team and where they are at the moment?
I think, once again, sometimes I think I'm a little bit bored, but bored in terms of boring, I have to say again the same. If in February, March, we are where we are now, we're going to be for title. But we are still, end of November, December. Now we are Leeds away Wednesday. It's a very difficult game, so you need to, to be there every time. But for sure, Arsenal tonight, Barcelona the other day, Liverpool, PSG, or these kind of games, for sure, they give to the players, the confidence to grow and to believe.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hi Daniel, I think we saw two different Leeds teams in that game. Can you explain why things changed so drastically?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Pep and Man City. We played here today one of the best sides, not just in the UK, the most successful side in the last decade here in the UK, one of the best sides in the world, and definitely the best manager in the world. If you have such a start and concede only after 40 seconds to 1-0 after unlucky results we had in the last weeks, of course it does something also with the lads. And we also spoke about how important set pieces are. If you want to travel away here out of the Etihad with points, normally you have to win the set piece scoreline, at least to draw it. And if you then concede out of a corner, it's also difficult. So many setbacks also in the first half. We changed then at halftime a little bit. In our pressing, we had the same principles in our pressing against the ball, but I was not really happy with our execution. This was way better in the second half, and obviously we changed also our structure in possession, then to gain more control over the game, to have different passing angles against City's pressing, and got by doing this and also more control and also belief back in our game. Let's showed a fantastic second half. I think fully deserved to equalize. The game was an open game in the last minutes. I think both teams could have won it, of course. Man City is a side full of superstars and full of class, and one moment of magic, then Phil Foden with a great finish through also many legs was then the decisive moment for them. Really heartbreak and unlucky for my players, but they should take lots of pride and lots of confidence out of especially the second half performance. So normally would have deserved to take something out of this game, but although we are disappointed because we didn't come here for warm words or compliments, we came here, we wanted to win some points. So the overriding feeling is right now disappointment, but after so many sucker punches anyhow against such a good side in the away game and here at the Etihad, then to show such a performance should give us lots of belief, and if my players show further on this heart and this spirit, this togetherness, and also this quality, then we have a great chance also to win the points that we need.
Having two up top seemed to give you much more presence against them. Is that something that you would consider from the start against a good side at home next week?
It's always possible. So we are always prepared also to play in a 3-5-2, but I think would be also too easy to just reduce it on this. So it's more or less like if the answer is how to win yet at the Etihad and how to dominate the game against such a top side with one more or less each every title that you could win in the last decade, it's just okay. We just play two up front and 3-5-2. Then many teams would win here. So it's not that easy. It's about the principles. It's about the way you want to play in possession against the ball. Today, to change against the ball, we have played more or less a similar setup, or wanted to play a similar setup, but the execution was not like we planned during the whole week. That's why I reacted also at halftime. Yes, in possession, of course, the structure gave us more clarity, but it was still that more like in possession. We just had more or less one striker really up front, and one striker was a bit more flexible behind him. So it's always an option that we can play. So we are prepared for different scenarios, and today it was also helpful in the second half to gain control back. Yes.
Baron? The 5-3-2 was so effective in that second half. It was the best thing we've seen in several weeks, really. So why have you not used it earlier this season? Why have you not used it prior to this game?
Like I said, it's just that easy. We play 5-3-2 and then we win each every game and perform always like on the top level. If it would be that easy, anyhow, then probably anyone can be a Premier League manager because they say, just play 5-3-2, let's go. It always has to fit to a game. It has to fit to a structure. So the structure also like how Man City played today. The way they pressed, for that it was right because we had different passing angles. We couldn't have done it, for example, against Aston Villa the other night because they had a completely different structure in the pressing, and also like how they were sitting deep, completely different to what City has done, and also like to come here to the Etihad and play man against man like we did in parts of the second half. Yeah, to do this each every game over 90 minutes as a promoted side is also not that often possible. So we have done it also like we changed also our formation several times during this season to a 3-5-2, sometimes even a bit unnoticed, and it didn't work that well today. It was definitely the right choice to do it in the second half. It's important that we are flexible. It's important also that we can do this, but it's also important to do this in a moment when the right players for this setup are also fit. Yeah, we had. Of course, Lucas Mecha and also Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so and not both on full fitness, for example. Also, Dominic came back right now, thank God, back after his adductor injury. Before, Lucas was sometimes struggling with injuries. Sometimes it's also important to have one more striker on the bench, but it depends. So when you don't need wingers to create over the wings, and you can create even more through the center, then you can do this, and this is what we've done today. It's always a solution, an option for us, but not in each every moment the right solution. Otherwise, any other team would play your 3-5-2.
How is James Justin? Is he okay?
Okay, obviously it was the first time in the starting lineup for him since a while. It was always a plan after 60 minutes to get him off. Yes, I think he was then just struggling with a little hit anyhow, so no injury concerns about him. Was pleased with that he was capable to go for 60 or 65 minutes, but in my head it was always a plan that he wouldn't play 90 minutes, so for that, all okay with him.
Has it?
Excuse me. Hi, Daniel. you made 5 changes in your lineup. Gabby and Noah dropped out. Why was that? And also, how do you think Justin and Nonto did today?
Anton Stach not available, Sean Longstaff not available, so for that we had to do 2 changes. Was even before the game even thinking about a back 3, but the injury of Sebastian Bonneau left us a bit short in centre backs. Didn't want to start the game with all my centre backs or no centre back option on the bench. This was then the reason that we changed more or less on these positions. Many other thoughts. Today we expected not a game like the last games where we were a bit more dominant. The possession wanted to go, of course, against such a good side, a bit more on the counter-attack, wanted to use then, for example, the pace of Daniel James a bit more and want to go a bit more direct. Had also to do with different type of central midfield players, so we need then in the offense also different type of players. Had also a bit to do with the performances because we've conceded over our left side too many goals in the last games, and also to do with the setup right now. We have 3 games against top sides within 7 days. We will rotate there a bit naturally, a bit more often than we would do in a normal week with just 1 game. So many thoughts behind it, and this led then to the starting lineup.
Did you spot anything specific in Manchester City's game in order to change it at half-time? And what did you say to the players at half-time to inspire them to that performance?
Yes, hopefully I spot something in Man City's game. Otherwise, would be the wrong guy here in this chair. So the feeling was that we didn't have the right passing angles to bypass their pressing, to hold the ball better in the central positions. Not something specific, but it was like the whole preparation was more or less like to how to defend the channel runs of City, because this is what they always do, and for that we defended even in the first half with the back 5, but the execution was not perfect. It was a switching back 5, and the big chances that they had were always with channel runs. So even the first goal and the chances and how they were able to create some corner kicks. So I want to defend this better than also with different players in the second half on these positions, and there were several reasons why we changed it.
Stuart? Daniel, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's been such an important part of the way you've played since he's come into the team, but did you sense that the longer he went without a goal after Wolves, it was preying on him in any way?
Yes, of course, because for offensive players it's always important. Everyone counts in the minutes and is asking, good performance, but you need a goal. And it's also like, for him, he's always happy because we have a great relationship. Also, he's happy when Lucas, for example, scores game after game. But also, perhaps sometimes he's thinking, would we also like to be in this position? Of course, it puts a bit pressure on him. But I mentioned it several times. It's not like about I want to win the Golden Boot with one of my strikers. I just want to win survival in this league, and this is the only thing that matters. And thank God, after his injury, right now he's also back to play 45 minutes or even longer. That's good. And his quality is never in doubt, and he's so important for us, and it's good to have him back fully fit, and also good for his confidence that he's also scored another goal.
And when you've changed the left-hand side of your team to address a problem in terms of conceding goals from that side, and you concede inside a minute, what's going through your head at that time?
Can't speak public about it because would be banned anyhow from football, because it's not allowed to swear anyhow. So of course it's more like if you have such a start that you concede exactly about what you have prepared the whole week, then after 40 seconds you're asking yourself what are we doing anyhow. So there is sometimes in football like this. There's a football like in life when you think, okay, right now you have the solution, you do it in the proper way, there's another sucker punch, and if you then dwell under it, you have no chance. It's more like, come on, keep going, show resilience. Show reaction, show great heart, show passion and confidence is also what we did then, more or less in this moment. And sadly it didn't pay off with points, but definitely also with a performance where the lads should be proud of.
Anybody else?
Daniel, did you feel? It felt like you had all the momentum to possibly go and win until probably Donnarumma went down and had treatment. Could you feel that from the side as well?
Yes. Yeah.
He seems to be down quite a while for not a lot. What did you make of it all?
Everyone knows why he went down, right? So it's not like the elephant in the room. It's more like you can speak about it anyhow. So you can ask me what I think about it or whatever. But why he went down, I think it was obvious. Or? Yeah.
Anybody else? Yep.
So, England did the same, and Spurs have done the same recently. Is it a common tactic for a goalkeeper to go down and then you have a team talk?
It's within the rules. It's smart. If I like it, if it's in the sense of fair play, if it should be like this, I keep it to myself. I leave it with the authorities to find solutions for it. It's within the rules. I asked the fourth official at this point, do you want to do something against it? No. Our hands are tied, we can't do anything. We know that this happens anyhow. But if we don't educate our players in football what to do in terms of fair play, sportsmanship, whatever, and you just try to bend the rules somehow just to your advantage, and you can even do a fake injury in order to do additional team talk, I think it's nothing what I personally like anyhow, but if it's within the rules, I can't complain about it. I think we should think about how we can deal with it and also how we educate it. So my recommendation was, listen, right now, if this happens, do me a favor and give each and every 50-50 situation, not for the home team, give it more or less like for the away team, and everyone knows what is going on. If I'm honest, probably after 90 minutes, after 2-2, I would have blown the whistle and that's it, more or less like, and not like additionally also let the 3 minutes play further on. I think there are tools that you can use in order to make sure that this won't happen. But if we don't use the tools, then probably we have to change the rules a little bit for it. Whatever. That even the goalkeeper goes on. There's a reason why the goalkeeper goes down, not the field player anyhow, because the field player has to go out anyhow. So whatever. It's not a question for myself. Who am I? I'm a Premier League manager and I want to make sure that my players perform and we win games. It's also not a topic for me, but it's more like I think for more or less like for the authorities or whatever to find a solution. Because in general, is it in the sense of the game? Is it in the sense of fair play? I would have my doubts at least. No, I don't. Sorry, I don't criticize my colleague. I don't criticize Pep. It's also not that he went down anyhow. So it's more like if he has time to do this and there is an injury, I would also do a team talk anyhow. So, but it's not like he has done anything wrong. I have such a great relationship anyhow. So for me, Pep is by far the best manager in the world, and also like to tweaks and changes during the game. There's no one better in this business, and he does it not just in this situation. He does it in each and every moment. So there is not 1% criticism on my colleague on Pep. Just like the fact that it happens, everyone knows it, and we have no tools, so we have to deal with it. I think there are tools to deal with it, or we need to find other solutions, because at least for my feeling, it's not in the sense of the game. I'm a football manager. I concentrate on my job. I'm not the Premier League chef anyhow. I'm not the chef of the referees. I'm not the chef of the board. We have more or less like our boards who do the rules anyhow. Perhaps when I'm 85 anyhow, I will also be in such a board and then can speak about it. Right now, I'm just concentrating on keeping Leeds up in this league. So I have enough to do with it. So it's within the rules anyhow. It's smart. Everything's okay. I think we should change something.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Apart from one, apart from the goal conceded, we haven't given them many opportunities.
victories. So in the end, it was a well-deserved victory. How did you see the game?
Good evening, you all. I agree with the way you analyze very quick the game. Of course, being clinical like we did, and first 10 minutes we scored twice, and we gave us that confidence and the boost that we needed. We knew that was another chance for us to change our away form. We knew that they have not been, in terms of results, so strong at home as well. They wanted to start on the front foot, and we spoke before the match that was going to be very important for us to start strong as well. We are clinical. Of course, the first 2 moments we score. Football sometimes is about small margins, and of course, in some away games this season so far, that margins they are not coming in our favor. Of course, the first shot after that deflection, the small margin come for us. Is a good goal from Kenny, but of course that deflection help ourselves. What a finishing from Arius and top class goal from him. The confusion knowing that Vicario was not in the goal, first touch on the ball and he scored. But as you mentioned, the first half was top from ourselves. We should have scored more. We should have killed the game. Twice with Shuko, the off the post ball, and after the 1v1 with Vicario, and some other moments that with different decision probably we should have scored more. And you didn't give net anything for them first half. That is the reality. And remember one clear-cut chance from Tottenham all the first half, because we kept the discipline and organization, control very well them. We knew where can come something danger from their side, on their right-hand side with 1v1 situations with Kudus. I believe that Cesc had a great night again, and that early crosses from Porro, that they are strong in that moment with 2 strikers tonight. I think we defended well our box first half. We didn't give many things for them. Second half, as you said, we suffered a bit more, and we suffer more than we should, in my opinion. We didn't start well the second half. We knew that it's going to be important for us to start, to keep the possession, to keep more the ball. We knew that if you give 3-4 passes between ourselves, the way they were jumping on the pressure behind their back, we are going to create more problems for them, and we didn't. Our decisions, they were not good on the ball. They were not good enough, and because that, they push us a little bit more back than we like. Of course, we have to give some credits to them. But some moments we should have done better. The goal we consider is a good example. We had all the chances for a good counter-attack. With a good decision, we are going to have probably 3 against 2 again. And we gave the ball away too easy in some moments. They score, boost their confidence, more players in the front line, boost the stadium as well. But we showed the resilience, we showed the quality, the organization to keep ourselves on the game, to keep the emotional balance, when you start to make some changes, the team start to be comfortable again, and I think we end the game better than we start second half, overlooking to the game, the best team won the game in my opinion.
Tom. You mentioned there that Tottenham had some difficult results at home. Did you sense a sense of vulnerability about Tottenham going into this game and looking to explore?
I don't want to analyze and to go in that direction. Of course, our away form is being not good enough too. I think was a game that probably the home team is not being so strong at home. If you look for ourselves away from home, we have not been good enough too before the game. And football is like that. We have to believe what we have been doing. We have to analyze clear the games. We knew the reasons why we haven't won away from home before this game. Simple as that. I'm not here to analyze if they have been not so strong or the reasons why. It's not for me. We prepare well the game. We knew what is going to probably to happen in most of the games. In most of the moments of the game, with 2 strikers, we knew what to expect as well. They play last Wednesday with the 2 strikers, with Richardson and another player around himself as well. I think we did control well that situation. In that middle of the pitch, I think first half we did really well. The way you control and you create the superiorities as well. The position of Cesc, we knew that you can create some problems for Tottenham with the position of Cesc. Explore a little bit. In that our left-hand side with Kudus there. Of course, at the same time, you take some risks, and we did it. But football is about that in some moments, and I think we did really well. About Tottenham and their own form, I'm not the right person to talk about it, but as you expect, I didn't analyze all their games at all. Thank you.
Yes, it's true. I was going to be more happy if you keep the clean sheet. You win the game with the clean sheet. I told the players at halftime it's going to be very important for us to try to do it. And the best way in some moments is to keep better the ball and to take better decisions on the ball. Not just about defending well, but to take better decisions on the ball. But okay, big win. Of course, it's a big milestone for me and my staff so far in the football club. 200 games is a big number today in football. Everything is so competitive, and was a good way to end and to celebrate that milestone. Simple as that. Now is a moment for us to start to look for the next one. It's going to be the 201 game, and it's going to be another big game for us at home under the lights against a very strong side. But let's go for it. Back-to-back wins. What a reaction from the team after that very, very disappointing afternoon for us away from home against Everton, and the team is reacting really well.
And we'll have a final question here.
Hi.
Given the difficulties in the way forward recently, how impressive were you with the character of the players? The feeling that they could turn things around?
Yes, very important. It's about belief, it's about character, it's about the personality, and more than that, it's about our identity. We know, and the only game that we were not competitive enough was the game before international break away against Everton. All the other games, that small margin that I spoke before, they play always a big part in so demanding competition that we are playing. We knew the reasons, but all the other games before Everton, we have been very competitive. Sometimes things that we cannot control, decisions that we cannot control, they came against ourselves. Other moments was our fault. But the reality that being competitive, play the games away from home with the same identity that you play at home, at the end, we are going to take good results because we have a way to play and we believe the way we play, we believe in our process. Of course, it's important to make the players to understand why, but don't lose our identity. Of course, we need players with personality, character to face it. Moments that you are going to suffer, moments that away from home the home team push a little bit more, and you need leaders inside. Something that we have been speaking with the players. I have demanding from them certain players in certain positions to step in this type of moments, and tonight I think was a good example of that.
I think we started well the game. First half was both teams. We had a couple of moments that we achieved to go in behind, create situations. Better accuracy required, crossing, shooting. But we were in the game. I felt we competed well. Second half, I think you can see it in the best moment that we had. It's a good spell of possession and combinations. And it comes from a throw-in, which is disappointing, the situation that how we concede. But we keep trying, keep fighting till the end. But disappointing it at the end, yeah.
You mentioned you're still in the game, so how disappointed?
Sorry?
You mentioned you're still in the game, so how disappointed to see Mikel Arteta off?
Yeah, it's hard to play against a team like Liverpool with one man less. I will not go much further on comments of the situation. I hope you understand. You will keep asking me, but just allow me to speak with Lucas first and try to understand. Sorry? I don't understand you, sorry.
Speak to him first.
I want to speak with him first. I want to have a private conversation, try to understand, and for sure in the next press conference, we're going to be there and we can talk about it, and I'll speak about it freely. I think it's unfair not to make any kind of comment without a chance to speak with him. Thank you.
Nuno,
yes.
Obviously, with the news of Billy Bonds, a fantastic player for this club, announced before kick-off, do you think it contributed to the nature of your team's performance? It felt quite funereal in the first.
Yeah, I think all of us felt and were impacted by the bad news that we had with the pass away of Billy Bonds, someone that means a lot for us as a club. The player that had almost 800 appearances, someone that means so much for our fans. And I don't quite believe that affect the team, but affect the mood, the general mood. We felt it. But we wanted to do other things that can honor the memory of Billy Bonds in a better way. But unfortunately, it was not to be.
From
maybe change at the back.
Sorry?
Change things at the back. I think Kilman today.
Yeah. Look, many reasons behind that. Schedule, Dino's had an injury, he recovers, working well. Having players, the schedule ahead of us, quick turnaround. We're going to need all the players in the squad. Nothing, just a decision that I think, but Dino's compete well. It's okay?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sirs.
Nothing? Yeah. No.
Your thoughts on that, Sean? After the first 20 minutes, I thought we were a long way off where we've been recently, which, you know, is our favourite now after the Lord Mayor's show and all that, after the Anfield performance with that same lineup, I mean. And we just didn't start right. And then we re-gripped the game, I thought, from 20-ish minutes. I can't remember exactly, but we re-gripped the game and we're strong in the first half or the second half of the first half. And then to give away a soft goal was really disappointing after weathering a bit of a storm when we didn't start well. But even in that bad start, I must say we're throwing ourselves, making sure we're blocking, and that sometimes has to happen. You know, you've got to stay in it to win it. So strangely, I was pleased until the last couple of minutes when we give away a really soft goal, and it's only a positional thing, it's a tactical thing that we've you know, worked with the players about. And game managing it through to the half-time whistle, and we didn't quite do that. And then second half, I thought we gave a very strong performance, and you know, it's a mistake at the end, which makes it all look different, but I thought it was a really strong performance second half. Is it about being more streetwise, a bit more separate? Well, I think that, you know, the players learn, don't they, as they grow and as they mature. You know, and it was just a shape thing. It was a very simple, well, not simple, but, you know, just that last moment where, you know, maybe a bit of fatigue coming in at the end of that half and just switched off, really. But like I said, we've got to be careful because, you know, you lose a game, but I thought there was a lot of good in the performance. You know, the sort of dominant feel of the second half, particularly the changes that we made a big impact. So I'm really pleased on that side of things, and it's just an error that, you know, costs us a second goal, and then it looks different on the scoreline than the actual reality of the game, I felt. What do you make of the wide options you've got now? Because as you mentioned, the two wings that came on, very good. Yeah. I mean, it was a tough call because, you know, I like to build a loyalty in my group and a trust in my group, and to change the side of 1-3 in Anfield would have been really tough on that side of things. And I don't think the two players are doing particularly badly, but just tactically, they're different kinds. You know, the two players we put on are different kinds of players than the two players that came off. And I agree, I thought they did a good job, particularly Amari. We know he's been looking sharp. He's been chomping at the bit to play. I've assured him that his time will come the way he's going about it. And he's certainly knocking on the door with that performance again, and Callum with his moments. And I thought all this had tried to make an impact, you know, and that's, you know, what you want. You want that competitive element within your group. I think he'll be all right. I mean, it's early yet, too early, but I think he'll be all right. And we had to make a judgment call, so I'm hopeful he'll be all right. You know, we've got so many games coming in at a tight hamstring. He wasn't sure himself, so I have to make a call on that. Yeah, it's hamstring. Yeah, he came off for the Malmo game. No, Murillo, he didn't miss it. Oh, Morgan. Sorry, I was on about Murillo. No, Morgan, he'd had a stiff back and he was unsure in the build-up to game, but we rested him. And after the first 20, I thought he re-gripped the game and looked much more fluid again. And, you know, it's been to be fair to him, he's hardly trained this week, but he felt he was right to go and play. No, Murillo, sorry, when he came off the other night, had a bit of a time string, nothing major, scanned it, all of that, but it was still a bit tight today. So we went, well, you know, we've got so many games coming up. Hamstrings are a nightmare, you know, if that goes, you're out for a while then, you know, and we're trying to get people back fit rather than re-injured. No, I thought Marato did fine. It's, you know, it's a mistake at the end, it's a mix-up, that can happen. But no, I thought he did fine. I think, you know, I want a competitive group, and I think they are doing. We want players who can play their part. So, no, I think it's one of them things. Yeah, I think so. And I think the only thing we didn't work the keeper enough. I mean, he does make a really important save with his foot, I think it was, from Morgan Gibbs-White. And if that goes in, who knows? I'm only... You know, the mistake, we're building momentum, we're continuing the momentum, and the mistake just kills it a little bit, you know, because you go with a lot of extra time and you think, you know, how long are they going to hang on for? Because we were getting through a stage where at times, not always, but we were asking a lot of questions of their defensive unit and the keeper. I just thought we were miles off it for the first 20 minutes. I'm not doing them down. They were bright. They played along. They were trying to stretch the pitch, playing long passes over the top of our back four with willing runners. And we had to sort that out, and we did. And I was pleased with our reaction to that. But no, I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a good outfit, but I think we gave them the upper hand, certainly in the first 20 minutes, by just not being anywhere close to what we need to be. But then I was pleased with the players' reaction. We tweaked a couple of things tactically. I was pleased with that. But then it got stronger from there on in, and we re-gripped the game in the first half. And like I say, other than a bit of, I suppose, the lack of a moment of game management, really, at that late stage of the first half, just see it through. You get your 0-0, and then you replan and re-go again. So, that's probably the only gripe, really.
Emma?
Yeah, well, the Europa League was nothing to do with me, obviously. But then, I just spoke to him before the Leeds game and just said, look, I think I told you this, forget about what price tags are, it's not relevant. The way football is now, people pay for what they get, regardless of what we all think. I said, just focus on enjoying your football. And he's been enjoying it in training. He knows he's knocking on the door. I made it clear to him, your time will come, the way he keeps training, the way he keeps playing. Pleased with his mentality. And Callum was bright again, trying to come on and affect the game. I thought there was a few. It's hard to explain when it's 2-0. People go, "Wow, was we that good, or was he that good?" But I thought Elliot Anderson was outstanding today. And you lose 2-0, but I thought he was excellent. Consistently trying to make things happen and breaking up the play, which he does so well. So there's still some very good performances today. It's just that 2-0 kind of bluffs the game a little bit. I think, like I say, it's not a question of them. They'll go away thinking that away performance and deserved it and that sort of thing with a clean sheet. I don't think it was a 2-0 game, personally, the way our performance was. Well, there always is. I had Danny Ings for a year of constantly stories. So, there's always stories about players. Possibly people trying to buy players. It's at every club. Yeah, this club's no different. You're going to have people looking at their players because they've got some very good players. So that's part and parcel of the business. We're looking at the people's players, by the way. So there you go. That's how simple it is. Oh, yeah, of course. I'll give you a list. No, I'm not bothered about that. I just want him to enjoy his football. He's a young player still. Sav's a young player learning. These are young guys learning their trade, and I just want them to enjoy their football. And Amara's still young in the Premier League, and I want them to enjoy and learn what they're doing. Continue to improve.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Oliver, what disappoints you the most about that defeat today?
Honestly, everything. Conceding 2 goals from set plays. 3 of the last 4 goals we conceded from set plays. That makes it really frustrating because I think we played a very good first half. Deserved to have the lead. Yeah, second half, of course, if you're 2-1 down by 2 set play goals, because I can't remember a big chance from open play the whole game. I can't remember. And then you're 1-2 down, and of course, then we can say, not fresh enough and many games and the energy level dropped, what is right, but I think we made it just harder for us because we conceded these 2 goals. And then to come back at the moment we are in the situation we are now, it looked like it was tough, but I think at the end we tried everything. We had a few set plays as well. We have the same, even in a better situation, the free kick, but we missed it, they took it, and so that's why we lost at the end. Oh, sorry. Which one?
The black.
Sorry.
In the first half, in particular, you created so many opportunities, and we saw the same on Thursday night against Strasbourg. How frustrating is that, and why are your side so lacking in the final third at times, missing that clinical edge?
I don't talk about it anymore because then it gets just bigger and bigger.
Finally for me, Oliver, Ismail Assar going off in the first half. What's the latest on that?
We have to assess him further, but the ankle is quite swollen, so I think he will miss a few games, maybe the whole time until he goes to the AFCON.
Thank you.
Thanks. Neil?
Can I ask you about the penalty, the Mateta, the rule change this season? I don't know if you were aware of it and what you thought of what was going on at the time.
I had no idea, but the fourth official told us, and then yeah, so we were lucky today. So let's say, would have been suited into the situation I was asked about.
You think it's a good rule change then?
I don't know. I don't care honestly today.
Bobby.
Hi Oliver, commiserations. It seems like Palace should have wrapped the game up before half-time. Are you struggling from a lack of squad depth, or are the chances missed just inexcusable either way?
I just wanted to answer with one word, but you asked me two questions. So split them and then you get the answer. What was the first question?
Should you have wrapped the game up before half-time?
Yeah, we could have. The next one.
Are you struggling from a lack of squad depth, or are
Yes,
the chances missed?
I think that's the issue, and I never talked about it, to be honest. But today it feels just it's time, because I want to protect the players. Yes, the energy level was not that high at the end. They looked a little bit fatigued, and I want to protect them because I know them, how hard they're working every single day and giving everything. It was our, I think, 22nd game. Menu's 14th game. I couldn't see that they were physically better. Yes, we got mentally a little bit fatigued, and that's what we are definitely facing. And again, I think it's also now time to mention it. That's clear our fault. Yeah, we missed to strengthen the depth of the squad in summer. And we knew the schedule. We knew that Ismaila will go to the AFCON. Nothing happened surprisingly. But again, I just think personally, and that's why it's when you play the first time in your history European football, so let's invest instead of save. And we saved, and that's what we're facing. But these players, this group of players, giving everything. So no blame for the players, because they gave. They are leaving their heart on the pitch. Even today, at the end, you see in the stoppage time, they tried and getting the equalizer. But there are moments when just the legs don't do what your head wants them to do.
So do you feel that the club's hierarchy have let you and the team down by not strengthening the squad in the summer?
We all would have wished a little bit more backing, yes.
And just the team are creating plenty of situations, as we keep seeing. What more can you do? Because you're giving them the resources to create the chances.
Yeah, supporting them, encouraging them. Yeah, nobody does it on purpose, and it's again creating maybe a few more, and stay positive. Yeah, and to the players, it's tough if you lose 2 games like Strasbourg and today, both 2-1. 3 set plays conceding, missing many chances. Yes, it's tough, but the only thing we can do is sticking together, keep the head up, and we're still in a very good position in all competitions. So that's the positive side. But of course, it feels, and also sometimes you need. Learning sometimes hurts, experiencing sometimes hurts, and we have to go through it, and we will learn from it, and we will stick together, and we will get the goals, we will get the efficiency, and we will get more and more wins. I know, because I know these players, I know my staff, how hard everybody is working, and then we will turn this into the right direction again.
Okay, George.
Hi Oliver, there's so many fixtures in December, and the squad, as you've said, feels kind of stretched and tired. Does there need to be kind of a degree of patience over this month when results might be a bit up and down until you get to January and you can further boost that squad?
Sorry to disappoint you. Patience is not something for me. We want to succeed. Yeah. And we want to win games in every competition. It's easy, we could say now when we play Arsenal in the EFL Cup, not important game for everybody, for the club, nothing to win. But I don't want this. I don't like this attitude. So for us, it's compete every single game, and the club has to get the resources to get this done. Because this is the progress. Yeah? And if we don't want progress, okay, then stop playing. So we knew this schedule will come, and these players, this group of players is prepared. Yeah? And we will go through it, but there is nothing to be patient. It's just for us to keep the head up, yeah? To stay positive in the way what we are doing. Maybe again, I'm always thinking, what can I change first? And so it's my responsibility to find the right answers for the schedule.
Okay, Matt.
Are you confident that you'll get what you want and what you need in terms of players in January and get them early enough to make a difference?
I think in January you just correct what you missed in summer, to be honest. So we will have played 34 games, I think, until 10th of January. That's about 60-65% of the season. So again, let's see.
Okay, last one from Ed.
Hi, Oliver. Just on the players' workload, are you concerned about? So some of them have played an immense amount of games already at this time of the season. Are you really concerned about how this is going to build up over the next few weeks? The lack of squad depth.
No, I'm not concerned because I know them. How professional they are working. They are fit. I couldn't see. Yeah, we just have to deal with it, and we will deal with it. So I have no concerns at all. It's just it would make things a little bit easier, to be honest. Yeah, and that's what we all want. Because I see everybody could see the effort, and everybody I think felt they want, but maybe they couldn't. Yeah, and that hurts. It hurts for me. It hurts for the players. It hurts for the club. It hurts for the fans. Yeah, because everybody wanted. Yeah, and as I mentioned, the legs didn't do it anymore. But we tried everything until the final whistle, and it just would have made things a little bit easier. And I honestly think we will play a good season. Definitely we will play a good season because I just think with little things we could have done better. If we had done a few things better in summer, we could even do better.
Okay. All right. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed it today because I think we played well. We started the game good. Of course, when you arrive here, you have some memories regarding the last season. But overall, we came here to clean the air, and not only for us, also for our supporters, for our fans, and therefore, I'm quite happy that they have a good weekend.
And did the way you stood up to that pressure? Was that one of the most pleasing aspects in that second half?
Yeah, of course, we suffered in certain moments in the second half, especially with the wingers from Nottingham. They brought on some good individual quality, but I think overall we defended the box quite well. Of course, you can use a 1-against-1 duel, but how do you defend then afterwards the action? How do you defend the box? How you stick together? How you also suffer during this period together? That was impressive today, and then on top of that, we created a lot of chances in possession. Also in the second half, we had some big moments. So overall, it was a good performance.
Fabian, how is Jorginho? He went off. Was that a concussion injury? Or
No, he's fine. He will be available in the next game.
Yeah. And you mentioned the fans there. Obviously, it was such a tough moment last season. You celebrated well at the end there, and when the second goal went in, how much did it mean to you personally and for the fans?
For me, it's always about the club. It's always about like doing something for the fans, doing something for the staff members, doing it together with my players. So it's always about how can we maximize the success. And we know that last season we weren't on our highest level here. We know that there was a bad moment for everyone in the club. But the most important in life is always how you react on these kind of things, how you come back, how you stand up, how you react on failure. And I think therefore you needed today players with big personality, players with a big self-belief, a big self-confidence, and a group that sticks together. And that's what I saw today.
And last season you burnt the tactics and you burnt the team sheet. What will you do with the tactics sheet and the team sheet this year? Will you frame it? Or?
Nothing. I don't have time because on Wednesday is the next game, the next big challenge. So I think that's very important now to recover good, to regenerate good, also for the players, and then try to prepare the best we can do for Aston Villa, because this will be another big challenge where we have to invest a lot, and therefore we need to prepare for that.
Hi, Fabian. It was interesting that you played Maxime de Kuyper. I mean, he's mainly been, since he's come in, he's mainly played at left back, hasn't he? And then third, he's been more advanced. I think today was as it was when he came on against Brentford. So what was the thinking behind that? Because he was certainly an effective attacking outlet, wasn't he?
It was more about like having good connections on the pitch. By connections, I mean 30 together with Maxime, that we have a lot of rotations against the quite man-orientated defending from Nottingham. And for me, football is a lot about connections. The better you have an understanding from each other, the more quicker you can be in the head, the more quicker you can make decisions. And therefore, it was pleasing to see how they played together, how they defended together. Not only attacking, we speak a lot about how we attacked the first half, but overall I think it was really good how we defended, how we won the ball back, how we reacted when we lost the ball, and that's the basic thing. And therefore, Ferdy and as well Maxime played an important part.
And then Carlos, it's only the second league game he hasn't started. And then when you made a change, it was Jack before Carlos. What made you decide that this was the right moment to take Carlos out of the starting lineup?
It was not a decision against him. It was more a decision for Ferdy and Maxime on the left, and we wanted to have like Diego as well on the pitch, so we put Diego as an 8. And I just said it, I think, after the last game, it's about competition. It's about that everyone fights for his place, that they compete. Of course, always sticking to our principles, always sticking to the togetherness, but I think the availability, when we get more and more players back, definitely helps that we have more competition, and that means that we also have to make decisions beside the pitch regarding starting 11, regarding the subs, and therefore I hope that it continues like this, because that intensity and energy and training should be high.
Do you need them?
I didn't think about this when I start a season. I always emphasize the word like process, and it's definitely a process where we have to try to improve every day, try to improve every game. Of course, now it seems to be that we are in a stable situation at the moment, where the players getting more and more used to our principles, where they're getting more and more understanding for the new players, where they can build more and more connections. But on the other side, we all have to understand every Premier League game starts from point zero. Every Premier League game it's so equal and so competitive, so you have to do the basic things work. First, you have to work hard, you have to stick together, you have to outrun the opponent. If you don't do that, you have no chance. So this will be always the key thing for us, and then we just focus on the process, keep pushing, and see what's the outcome.
The clean sheets are starting to rack up as well now. It's 3rd and 4th. What's changed from your end for them to start racking up, and how pleased are you with that?
I think that's the thing what I always mention, like, don't overreact when you have a bad experience of a lot of goals. Don't get too euphoric when you have a good run. It's really like sticking to our principles, and like from these principles you create like behavior, and behavior in the end should create like habits. But to create like habit, it takes time. So you have to do it like daily behavior every time to create a habit out of it. And when you create a habit, then you don't think about it on the pitch. And I think that's the main thing. Some things take time, and I just said it's not like from today to tomorrow that we will change it. So we are still not there where we can be. There's still things we can improve. We saw it in the second half that we weren't on our highest level. We suffered in some moments. So it's really important to keep improving by daily behavior, to create like habits, and then I think you can see the outcome at one point.